Former Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is flying home today from self-imposed exile ahead of general elections, and as of now, PMLN Supremo's flight has entered the Pakistani airspace and is moving towards Islamabad. Sharif travelled to the British capital in 2019 for medical treatment amid a 7-year prison term on the condition that he returns when he's fit to do so. Sharif was at the Dubai airport from where he took off for Pakistan. According to reports, his plane will land. He will then leave Islamabad for Lahore at 2:30 p.m. IST.
सलाम लेते हुए अपने करीबी साथियों को करते हुए जा रहे हैं। आप लोग देख रहे हैं कि मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ साहब जो है इस वक्त उस अंदाज में हाथ हिलाया है और मियां साहब का महसूस अंदाज आप देख सकते हैं कि मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ साहब इस वक्त एयरपोर्ट में दाखिल हो गए हैं। मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ साहब
will land at Lahore airport at 3:20 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Nawaz will then head towards Minar Pakistan. The PML party has said that Sharif will lead the party's campaign for the general elections set to take place last week of January 2024. Sharif is expected to reach Pakistan in a private plane with 150 people. Ahead of the former Prime Minister's return, the Islamabad High Court approved protective bail from the arrest till 24th of October. An anti-corruption court also suspended his arrest warrant in Toshakhana vehicles case. Last month, Pakistan's interim Prime Minister Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar was in London following his participation in the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. This led to speculations that he met the PMLN Supremo in secret and that his return to Pakistan was part of a deal with the caretaker government, which Kakar denied. Now, the 3-term Pakistan Prime Minister had been serving a 7-year prison sentence under corruption charges, but in 2019, the Islamabad High Court suspended his sentence for 8 weeks to allow him to go abroad for medical treatment. Sharif did not, however, return from the UK after the purported treatment. Now, for more on this, joining us live from Lahore is our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik. Anas, former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif returns after 4 years of self-imposed exile back to his country in Pakistan. How's the mood there and what arrangements have been made for his welcome?
Well, it's quite of a festive mood here in Lahore. Aditi, I'm standing outside the Greater Iqbal Park. What you see behind me, I'll just get aside and let my camera person show you, let the visuals speak for themselves. You see, that's the Greater Iqbal Park. What you see in yellow is the stage. That's about 50 feet in width and 40 feet in height. What you see around me to my right, there are people who are in a festive mood. They're dancing, they're singing, they're rejoicing the fact that their leader and their Supremo, their party Supremo, is coming back. The PMLN expects or ambitiously says that they will be pulling 1 million people. That's what they say ambitiously. Realistically speaking, I think it would be quite of a sizable crowd, a charged crowd. It is a charged crowd, but they will be able to fill the entire 25 acres of the area that they have occupied, that we're looking at about 100,000 people or so to be there inside this very rally. Nawaz Sharif is expected to take off from Islamabad very shortly. In fact, while I'm just talking to you, Nawaz Sharif has just taken off from Islamabad for Lahore. So another 50 minutes until he lands here in Lahore. Then onwards, he's brought in a helicopter here to the Shahi Qila, the Lahore Fort, where the helipad has been made. And then from the Lahore Fort is when he will be driven to the Greater Iqbal Park. Now, what is pertinent to mention over here is that there are 2 more people who are accompanying Nawaz Sharif from Islamabad to Lahore. So his lawyer, a senior lawyer and former law minister, Azam Nazir Tarar, he is also accompanying Nawaz Sharif, and the former finance minister Ishaq Tar, he is also accompanying Nawaz Sharif from his journey onwards from Islamabad onwards to Lahore. Aditi?
Sure. And, Nawaz Sharif also talked about something on the lines of the deploring conditions in Pakistan and how things are much worse than they were in 2017. So on his return after a 4-year self-imposed exile, what is going to be on top of his agenda?
Well, the biggest challenge would be, of course, the economic challenge. Pakistan has to pay back $26 billion by the end of April. So that means as and when the elections happen, just months, just literally some days after or weeks after the government is formed. So that would remain a bigger problem. To consolidate a consensus, to get the upwheel on the economic conditions, to privatize public entities such as the Pakistan International Airlines, entities which are causing losses to the exchequer. That would be on part of the agenda, and that is what would be the biggest challenge. With that, we also have to keep in mind that he will, in case if he is able to form the government, then the bigger challenge would also be with regards to political stability and seeking that legitimization, that legitimacy. That would also be one of the bigger challenges. And what he gets to say here, I'll just move aside and let the visuals speak for themselves. What he's able to say, the amount of people that he's able to gather, what he will be saying, whatever his policy statement would be today, would be setting the tone going forward, which the PMLN will be adopting in their election campaign. Today marks the formal commencement of the election mode, of the election campaign of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. Whatever Nawaz Sharif will be saying will be considered a policy statement, because this will be his first ever public address in 4 years after his self-exile in November 2019. Aditi?
Sure, Anas, thank you so much for bringing us all those live updates from ground. Thank you for joining.